Hey guys, this right here is a LEASE. And this right here is the home of the Too Many Records brick and mortar store, soon to be built out, soon to be open. I don't know when, but soon. I have been waiting to do this video for so long, and it's almost surreal that I'm here right now, and I'm overwhelmed with happiness. It has been a 10-month journey of trying to find the perfect spot. And what I've learned in this process is you'll never find the perfect spot. It doesn't really exist. Finding a spot that checks off every single box, you know, it's difficult. And it sounds echoey, but I know it's gonna be better once I have some paneling and I have a bunch of stuff in here, predominantly records. It's something where I've had to give and take on a lot of things that I want, and what I've learned over this process is that you have to look at the things that are most important to the success of the business, right? And I think that this space that I'm in right now will lead to amazing success with this store. So I'll give you a little history of what's gone on since I started this process. The first place I looked at was an amazing location, one of the best areas in Portland, on Division Street, very popular, next to a lot of popular places. The space itself, I wasn't in love with. There was like a little upstairs area that didn't make a lot of sense. It was kind of like a little overhang, took up some of the square footage, and I didn't really feel like necessarily that was going to be the right space. But I loved the location. It was such a good like foot traffic location, but the price was also way out of my budget. And it was my first place I was looking, so at first I was like, maybe I can make it work, I don't know. But after some time, they wouldn't budge on their terms at all, and I just kind of got a bad vibe, so I backed out of it. The second space I looked at was much cheaper, not as great of an area. Not a lot of foot traffic, little strip mall. Really cool space on the inside. I really liked the layout. It was like multiple rooms as a railroad kind of. And I thought this could definitely be the record store. It felt very, very unique. Upon some further investigation, speaking to some of the other tenants in the strip mall, I got kind of I got spooked a little bit. Some of the people said some unsavory things about the landlord. It just kind of became this thing where I got a little worried about a bunch of aspects, whether it was the safety of the area or the actual like landlord, and if they would be a good landlord to me. And I just kind of got like spooked, and I backed out of that one. So the next space was one that took months and months of back and forth. It was in another amazing area of town, one street off of Mississippi, which is a very popular street here in Portland. It was right across from a brewery, which I thought was very cool. Possible synergies with, you know, after we do in-store shows, et cetera, et cetera. It was a little more expensive than I wanted. They were willing to work with me to get to the top end of my budget, which was acceptable. The room itself was unremarkable. It was fairly small. Some of you probably saw I posted a video of it in the Too Many Records store, label, and channel Facebook group, which if you're not a part of, if you want to be hooked into this journey, make sure you join it. There's a link in the description. That was such a back and forth because the people who ran that space didn't realize that they had so much landlord improvements to do. I'm learning so much about this process through doing this. And after realizing how much they had to put into the space, they couldn't really make it work within my budget. So after months of back and forth, that fell through. And I was losing hope. I was really feeling defeated. I felt like I was never gonna find the space that worked. And it was just like something I was so excited to do, but the process was so draining. And then this place kind of fell into my lap. I found it through unconventional means, you know, owned by a small family working with a small property management group, and they were very friendly, gave me great vibes right off the bat. And I got the lease, and you know, all the terms were really favorable. It was within my budget. It's 5 or 6 minutes from my house, which is amazing. And I mean, ultimately, this seemed like something that could be a really good fit for the store for a multitude of reasons. I mean, some of the pros of this space, it's a huge space. And I actually am gonna have to cut it a little bit. Back there, I'm planning on putting a curtain, and behind the curtain, there's a little storage room in the back, which I'll show you guys in future videos. I'll give you a full walkthrough. There's a little storage room built in, and then you know, a little bathroom in the back. But back there, that can be like a stage for the artists where I can pull the curtain open and artists can be performing there. So it's like, it separates the kind of private stuff from the store, but also allows like a kind of premium stage like presence. I really like the idea, and I'm excited to see how it works in practice. One of the cons of this space is that there isn't a lot of foot traffic. It's on a busier road in North Portland. It's not a bad part of town, but it's just not like a super trendy walkable part. That being said, there's a pretty cool bar right down the street, and I'm hoping that maybe I can build out some kind of partnership with them the way I was thinking about with the brewery, but it's a little down the road. The good thing is though, there's a busy street in front of it, so there's gonna be a ton of driving traffic because there's gonna be signage in front of the store. There's also a sign blade out front in the front of the parking lot. That's right, there's a parking lot too, which is really nice. I share it with 2 neighboring tenants. It's kind of like a mini little strip mall, I guess. And yeah, I'm just really excited about what this space could offer. Just giving a little tease. So that's the front, and I feel like that's kind of where the front desk is gonna be. It's mirrored right now. Oh, that's close. And then look at that wall. That wall is just gonna be full of bins and records all over. Every white wall you see is pretty much going to be rare walls. There's so many videos to make at this point. This is just such a huge milestone, and I just want to thank everybody who's been following this journey and supporting me, whether it was financially through Indiegogo or just like getting excited when I post stuff about it. This is a huge undertaking and one of the craziest things I've ever done in my life. But I really believe that this is kind of what Too Many Records has been building itself towards after all these years. And I think this is going to be a really cool place that I hope gives local artists the opportunity to come perform at and do intimate sets. I hope that record fans all around the US and the world, and especially in Oregon, will come here and find some records they're looking for and, you know, get to hang out and listen to some good music. There's so much potential here, and the journey is just beginning now. Everything up till now was the pre-journey. This is the journey. So what I promise you is this: I am going to be giving you guys as many updates as possible. As mentioned, that Facebook group is going to be a large source of where I'm going to be asking you guys for advice and thoughts and updating you on the process. There's gonna be a lot of videos coming out, short ones, probably from my phone, that are really just gonna talk about different aspects of opening a record store and my thoughts on it, and then asking you guys for your thoughts, because I want this to be a store that everyone can feel like they're a part of, whether they give some advice or their thoughts on how it should be organized, or, you know, different marketing opportunities, or just interesting things that you would want to do if you owned a record store. Hit me with them. I'm very curious, because, you know, this is my first foray at this, and I would love to get everyone else's opinions to make sure it's the best store for both myself and the people that want to, you know, support it. And speaking of that, there's going to be more videos in the near future about how you can support the store. There will be online sales, but there will be a different kind of system when it comes to selling online versus in person, because I want to make sure that locals get first crack, but I also want to do something for TMR diehards that want to get a first crack opportunity as well, because I'll obviously be posting collections, grails, interesting records that come in and go out on the floor pretty frequently. But I want to maintain that kind of like special for locals, but also giving people a chance that love this channel and been supporting it for years. So more to come on that concept as I fine tune it. Yeah, this is where the TMR store is going to be, and it's big. There's a lot of space here. I will be giving you guys more video walkthroughs as the build out begins. Lots of vlog style videos coming your way of, you know, getting the store up and running. Hopefully you can watch it over time evolve into what the store will finally be. And as for a day of grand opening, I don't know yet. It really kind of depends on a lot of factors, when I can get the bins in, you know, what collections I end up buying. I already have a bunch of collections I've been buying over the past few months, but I could always use more. So yeah, I'd like to say by mid-May, we can have a grand opening. Might be a little ambitious, I don't know, but I will keep you guys posted as often as possible. This is just such a huge day because the lease is signed. This is the store. So thank you guys again for supporting. I hope you're as excited as I am. Drop a comment with some excitement so I can feel more excited. And yeah, there's lots to come, so stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and let's make the best damn record store ever. Thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy.